5 negotiating secrets that are gonna get us what we want today on Cakeologi. We've all been in situations where we want what we want. We want to win the negotiation. Whatever we're trying to do. We're trying to buy a car. We're trying to negotiate a contract. We're trying to get a job. We're trying to be in a relationship. Believe it or not, everything is a negotiation. Everything is a deal. And today, we're going to get into the 5 secrets of negotiation. You know who it is, baby. B.O.B. nothing but the best of the best. Throw it all on the floor, cause I'm here, baby. Cakeologi. The number one thing we're gonna do when we enter any negotiation is we're gonna prepare ourselves with the facts. Now, what facts are we talking about? It's the facts of the deal. What's in it for me? What's in it for the other person? A lot of times what we don't do is we only think from one perspective, and that's ours. Before we go into a negotiation, you have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Why would they do the deal? What's in it for them? Unless they're just like out of it and, unconscious, we should think about that, okay? Let's prepare ourselves with the facts. What is it that we can provide? Why is it that we want this deal? Why is it the other person wants to do the deal? What are we trying to negotiate? What are the facts of it? Are there positives? Are there negatives? Is there something wrong here that they could benefit from as well as us? Now, let me take, for example, a car. If we're gonna go out and purchase a car, it could be anything. But let's figure out, hey, listen, this car is for sale. Why is the seller selling it? Okay? What's wrong with the car? Is there anything wrong with the car? What did the inspection show? What year is it? What mileage is it? What do we have in that demographic, in that vehicle's demographic online that we can compare to? What are the comparisons of that car? Are there other cars for sale in that price range? So if there's a car, all the cars are selling for 20, 30, if all the cars are selling for 20,000 and we go in for an offer of 10, the seller might just slap the out of us for no reason. So let's have the facts of the situation. What's going on? Are there other cars out there selling for 10,000? Is there something wrong with this car that the repairs might not be worth it to the seller? We can take it off of their hands. Those things are very important when we go in for negotiations. Let's know the facts, baby, okay? Now, this also relies on relationships. Don't forget, everything is a business transaction, whether you want it to be true or not. Okay, when you first meet a girl, you try to evaluate the situation. Is she educated? Is she rich? Does she have a car? Well, I have a car. Maybe she doesn't have a car. I could take her around. Negotiation fact. So having all the facts on our side, it gives us a position of confidence. So we can go into a negotiation and we can be confident about what we're saying, about what we're asking for. That's number one, baby. Now, number two, good negotiators know what they want out of the deal. So before you're going into the deal, put it in your mind that this is what you're trying to achieve. This is what you would like your preferable outcome to be. Now, if you don't get to that outcome, you got to be prepared to walk. Every good negotiator must have a walk point where they're not going to accept anything below this type of numbers or this type of situation. So if you don't have that walk point, you're gonna fall for anything. And believe me, walking away from a bad deal is better than making a new deal, okay? Now, ladies, this for you. Make sure you got a walk point. In every relationship, they want a walk point. I know, I'm a man, I can tell you. So something happens and you're just like, oh my God, no, he didn't. Well, if you're willing to accept certain situations, they might happen again. But I tell you what, we as men, oh man, we're scared to admit it, but we don't want to be alone. We don't want to be dropped. And if later you drop me, I might be sad and think, oh, was she worth it? So you gotta have that walk point. We're only going to accept what we're going to accept. You know what I mean, baby? Ooh, let's keep going. So make sure you're prepared to know, to understand, well, these are the things that I'm willing to concede, and these are the things that I'm willing to accept to get this deal done. Very important. That's our second tip. Let's keep it moving, baby. Thirdly, you got to understand the negotiation must be a win-win situation. Every good negotiator knows that both parties have to gain something in order for the deal to go down. The bad negotiators, they think it's a zero-sum game. There's a winner or there's a loser. That is not how the game works. Both parties must benefit in some type of way for it to be a good deal for everybody. That way it leaves room in the future for you guys to do more deals. It is super important. Now, for example, in that car scenario, when we're going out and we're looking at that car, we gave them a lowball number. Okay, we had our facts on our side, but let's see how much room we have so it's a win-win situation for the seller as well. If the seller has to, for example, put in $6,000 to get the car repaired, but we might say, hey, listen, I'll give you a little bit more money. That saves you the hassle of having to do the repairs. We both benefit. You've got the car off of there, and you can go on to other things. Very, very important. Now, when we're talking about relationship, okay, so for example, you might meet a girl, she got good credit. You asked a few questions, you went on a date, but in order for her to have on the team, you gotta act right. You can't be just going out and going crazy. You might have to settle down and chill. Now believe me, that's a good negotiation. Win-win. You sit down, she happy, she got her man chilling, everybody's happy family. She got good credit. Put that money on the floor. Let's go, baby. We in it. Cream team, dream team. Let's make it together. Number 4, make sure you treat the other party fairly. Now, what does that mean? That means when you're sitting at the table, pounding your fist on the board, talking loud, being ignorant, that might be cool for the movies, but that's not how things are done in real life. When a person says, well, I haven't been treated fairly, that normally means that emotionally they felt that you or the other party showed too much ego. We weren't willing to negotiate. You wanted it all. It was all about you. So you feel, the other person feel, oh, I wasn't treated fairly. We want to eliminate that. We want to be respectful. We want to be cool and calm at the table. So the other person knows, hey, listen, this person, yeah, he's lowballing me or he's not giving me what I want, but he's not being disrespectful about it. He has his facts. He has all his ducks in a row, and he made an offer or she made an offer based on reality without emotions, okay? So it wasn't to down the other person. It wasn't try to get over on the other person. It was something that was calmly and coolly done. That way, you can come back to the table and do another deal again. Now, when you're in a relationship, for example, guys, you're in a relationship, don't try to be all ignorant and have a big ego. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's better to just be chill. You don't know what goes around does actually come around. If you put positivity out there and put light out there, it's gonna come back to you. That's how the way the universe works and the power works. Every single girl I've ever had, I've always been cool and tried to be as respectful as I could, even though I messed up big time. You know what I mean? Even in my huge mess ups, I was still respectful about the fact that, yeah, it wasn't me, but I understand what you're saying. Now, finally, number 5. we must be willing to close the deal. So without that, you could be the best negotiator in the world, have all the strategies, have all your facts, all your ducks in a row, have a great presentation, but you gotta know where are the obstacles gonna be coming from. What's the timeline on getting this deal done? And ask for the deal. Let's make this deal. Let's make it happen, and let's make it happen early on in the negotiation. We wanna let the other party know, listen, if we can come to terms, if it can be a win-win for everybody, if we can all be happy and get along, then let's do this deal. Let's get this thing moving immediately. A good negotiator needs to have that timeline in place, because without that, we haven't closed anything and ain't no money on the floor. So let's close that deal immediately. Now, ladies, everybody, all the ladies I know, they've always wanted to get married, and I get it. I understand. You guys want to settle down. A lot of you do. Some of you is just raggedy, but others, the good ones, they want to settle down. They want to start a family. I get it. It's beautiful. It's what I have a daughter. I got a baby girl. That's what I want for her. Don't have nobody come in there and try to. I'm gonna get the black truck out in a minute with my boy. You know what I mean? But anyway, so when they, you guys, you gotta set a limit. You know what I mean? Like, hey, baby, we've been dating 6 months. We've been dating a year. What's happening? Are we gonna get married? Cause if not, pack your stuff and like Beyonce say, I got another one on the way. You know what I mean? You know who it is, baby. B.O.B. Nothing but the best of the best here, baby. If you liked the video, if you thought it was entertaining, I don't care what you doing or what field you're in, business credit, personal credit, life, I'm talking about it all. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell notification, comment below, please. And if you have any issues with anything, if you want to just shout me out for whatever reason, let's get it done. The goal is that 1,000 subscribers. I want to go live for you guys. I want to talk to you. I want to see what's going on out there, baby. So let's get to that 1,000 ASAP, immediately. Until next time, baby, I'm out here. You know how I'm cut, baby.